Question: does being on the left-hand path mean seeing the devil, Lucifer, the adversary, or whatever you call it, the same way of viewing it through Christian eyes? Simple answer: no. If you've left the church, I mean really let it all go, then the Christian interpretation of the Prince of Darkness should also have been left behind. Viewing Satan or Lucifer through Christian eyes means the individual is still trapped within the walls of the church. And that venom called fear still pumps through their veins, because that's what keeps one trapped. Fear. Fear of damnation, fear of rejection, and the biggest fear of all, fear of personal responsibility. Most people have a really hard time with this one, because when you leave the flock, one can no longer blame the shepherd for what direction they're going. You can see this even in the political world, how this fear permeates the soul. Those on the political right, for example, claim to be so independent while they blindly believe the Almighty Lord shall provide, while on the political left, the almighty government. It's that need for something greater than themselves to be watching over them. Neither has chosen to take full responsibility for their action, for their lives. This fear is the toughest fear to get over, because no one likes the idea of being set adrift. See, you can use simple deductive reasoning to reject the validity of biblical scripture, but taking that faith you once had in something greater than yourself and directing it back at yourself, that's not so easy, especially if you don't know who you are. And the left-hand path, that's the path to the self. Now, getting back to Satan, not everyone sees him the same way. For some, he's simply a symbol or a metaphor. Others, a current, a force personified. Still others, as an archetypal manifestation of the collective unconscious. And still some, he is an actual entity. But the vast majority of those who see him as a being of substance in an interdimensional realm aren't picturing some guy with horns dancing around with demons while holding a pitchfork. That's the Christian view, where the early fathers of the church had taken the characteristics of the ancient European horn god and draped them upon the faceless being from their mythos called the adversary. Because in the Bible, Satan had no physical characteristics. But if you see that red-suited guy with horns when you picture Satan, that means you're still playing in the Christian sandbox. You are, in a sense, still on the same team. Thus, you're still on the right-hand path. So, in conclusion, I think we are aware how the church over the centuries has warped and tainted what both Satan and Lucifer are. For one, they combine the two to create the devil. Keep them separate, for they are two different energies. Energies that one brings into their life for the sake of personal empowerment, and never worship them. Worship is a slave-master relationship, and you'll never be able to find that divine within, that God within, if you're groveling. Because a God kneels down to no one. Until next time.